Urban Therapy with Sun752, and this your daily go-getterism number 788 for November 29th, 2016. Only one more day left in November. All right, so check it out. All right, tonight I want to talk to y'all about the things. All right, how do I put this? Writing things right, using correct grammar, and pronouncing things right. Does it matter anymore? Does it matter anymore? You know, when you're on the internet, especially on social media, man, you read people's posts, you see people post memes, you see people respond to posts and comments and things like that, and you can really see what our school system has done on a wide scale as far as making sure that we know or not making sure that we know how to write in a certain kind of way or spell or use grammar correctly or use punctuation. For a lot of people, it really gets under their skin. It really does. I hear people complain all the time like, yo, how is it that you got out of school and you still don't know the difference between there, and there, or two, and two? You know, where, and where. Hey, I mean, the English language is a tough language. It really is. It's a tough language, especially if it's not your first language. And because it is our first language in this country, we don't realize how difficult it is. But the way that it plays out, because many of us never got a chance to master it, for whatever reason, we see the difficulties that other people have had with it. Even people that are really good at it make mistakes frequently. Does that warrant judgment, unfair judgment by people? Like, I hear all kinds of crazy things, like you must not be all that smart if you can't put sentences together, if you can't write a decent paragraph, or if you can't spell correctly. I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know if it means that you're not that intelligent or you're not that smart just because you're not good in English. I'm not sure if that translates into that. And I only say that because I know that everybody has their own set of gifts that God has given them. Everybody has their thing. Everybody is good at something. Somebody is great at something. Each and every person, I believe, is great at something. Now, some people find what they're great at and they're able to maximize it, and some become really rich and famous off of it. And some people search their whole life finding for that diamond in the rough that they were really good at. But they do know some of the things that they are good at. So just because you don't know how to put a paragraph together or conjugate a verb or know what a subject and a predicate are, like, wait a minute, that doesn't mean that you're stupid. So I reject that notion. I'm not doing that. But the real question that's on the table is, have we become accepting of people who can't really write well or can't really speak well? You know, this thing called proper English. Now, people use the word proper English, but in the United States, we have a bastard form of the English language in the first place. So nobody in America speaks what you would call proper English. Now, maybe we speak what may be termed as proper American English. The same thing with the Australians. Maybe they speak a proper Australian English. And people who live in the islands, they sound closer to Ireland, what an Irishman or a Scotsman would sound like. But, you know, I take issue when people try to... Alright, let me put it this way. I know how frustrating it is to try to read somebody's writing that is unintelligible or illegible. You know, when somebody is functionally illiterate, or so it seems, it can be disturbing because you might want to help them, but if you're on social media and you call out a person on a post to try to correct their their comment or their spelling or something like that, all hell is going to break loose. You know, people aren't going to appreciate that because they're going to feel like you put them on blast, like you tried to make them look stupid in front of everybody by correcting a word that they said and all of that. And I can dig that. But we do have to understand, or we should understand, that there are other ways to confront people. And I want to go into that a little bit because, first of all, for our people, especially in these days and times, we have to, I really believe that we need to stop thinking that everybody who tries to help us out with something or somebody who criticizes us is trying to diss us. We have to stop believing that we as a people cannot take criticism from each other, constructive or otherwise, without feeling like they're trying to sneak diss us or they're trying to put us on blast in front of everybody. We have to start loving each other, and we have to start appreciating each other, and we have to start critiquing each other in a way that will allow us to advance and get someplace. Because honestly, if you really don't know how to read very well, or you really don't know how to write very well, it's going to have an impact on your ability to get a job if you're trying to work in corporate. If you don't know how to fill out an application properly because you don't know how to spell words, or you don't know how to, put sentences together correctly, and you don't know how to really write up a resume and everything like that, how are you going to get a job? How are you going to get a job that may pay you the type of money that you would like to make? So you need help. But if when somebody tries to help you, your first reaction is like, all right, don't be, who is you? Like, who is you to try to tell me how I should talk or how I should write or whatever? I ain't stupid. We go right on defense with each other. We got to find a way to get around that. So I was thinking maybe one of the ways that we can get around it, and this may not be 100% effective, but I think it's something that we could try. Instead of putting people on blast on a post, there is a thing called an inbox. If you see that somebody really is writing things that are really messed up or using words wrong, words like conversate. People use words like conversate. I mean, really? I mean, a lot of people think that conversate is a word. It's not a word. It's not a word. Worser. The word worser is not a word. We use them. We use these words sometimes, but they're not words. You can't look them up in the dictionary. Does it matter? I can't say if it matters, but is a person stupid because they use these words? Absolutely not. Not in my opinion. But getting back to the whole inbox thing, you can get in somebody's inbox, and I would suggest that you confront them that way. And make sure that you take the gloves off before you confront them. Don't just go in their inbox and be like, oh, by the way, you spelled that word wrong, or that word that you used was wrong, and you need to tighten that up. Don't do that, because that is dissing. You want to use a softer approach. Maybe something like, listen, from brother to sister, sister to brother, brother to brother, sister to sister, whatever. I was reading the post that you commented on, and I really appreciated your commentary. I had some problems with some of the things that you wrote, not in its content, but I noticed that you spelled some words wrong, or you used some words in a way that didn't really go, and I can tell that you're the type of person that wants to do things right. That's the kind of energy that you've given me. So I just want to let you know that this is the way you do it. And I'm not trying to diss you, and I'm not trying to come at your neck, and I'm not trying to criticize you in a bad way or anything. It's just that I like to do things the right way, and I was thinking maybe you're the type of person that likes to do things the right way too. And sometimes when nobody says anything about how you do things, then we never really learn. So once again, I'm not trying to diss you, not trying to come at your neck. I'm not trying to put you on blast. This conversation is only going to be between me and you, and I'm not doing this to try to harm you in any way. And if I have offended you in any way, I apologize. I'm sorry for that, and it won't happen again. Boom. Okay. Personally, that seems like a lot, whatever, and you could put it in your own way. But the bottom line is, a person is not going to be able to argue with that. They're not going to be able to be mad at you with that. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, when it comes to this whole posting things, spelling things wrong, not being able to put a sentence together, can't write a paragraph, can't use punctuation, don't really know how to say words, using words wrong, using words incorrectly, and when you're talking and everything like that. Yeah, these are things that happen, and they are things that we can correct amongst each other, but we have to be able to trust each other, number one, and we have to be able to talk to each other, and being able to talk to somebody involves trust. So we have to start loving each other a little bit more, appreciating each other a little bit more, liking each other a little bit more, and not thinking that each other are trying to hurt us a little bit more. It's work. There's a lot of work to be done. Yeah, it is what it is. Tomorrow night, though, listen, check it out. Tomorrow night on the Urban Therapy with Son show, we're going to be talking about the reason that daddy don't come around anymore. So we're going to be talking about all of these absentee fathers that we have to deal with in society. To me, it just makes really no sense. No sense that I'm surprised, and other people are surprised when they find out that a child has a father in their lives that are active, that do things with them, that provide for them, that spend time with them, and that are there for them. We are less surprised when we find out that a father isn't in the child's life, or isn't all that active, or is in jail, or whatever the case may be. That ain't really right. That ain't right. And we need to discuss this and see what we can do. And that's what we're going to do tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m., November 30th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The reason that daddy don't come around anymore. There can be a variety of reasons. And I'm not saying that that the men that I'm going to be talking about, or that we're going to be talking about, have good reasons. Sure, we know that there are men out there who don't come around because they are taking care of other children, somebody else's children, and sometimes doing well with that when they're not taking care of their own biological children. We know that there are some men that just won't take care of any kids, to go around making kids all over the place. We know that there are some men who really wanted to take care of their children, but for some reason they weren't able to because they couldn't get along with the mother, and the mother didn't really care if a father was in a child's life. And their excuses, we can point the finger all day about the reasons, but guess who gets affected by that? The children. The children get affected by that, and we got to do something about that. You need a mother and a father. Anybody who doesn't believe that, something is wrong with them. You need two parents. I'm not saying that you have to grow up in a two-parent family, but you were created by two parents, and you need to be raised by two parents. I don't care how far in distance they are from each other. In physical distance and in mental, spiritual, cordial distance. So tomorrow night, November 30th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, check out the Urban Therapy with Son show. Call in number 319-527-6199. Once again, the number to call is area code 319-527-6199. And that's also the Daily Go Get It show every single day, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 2 shows tomorrow night. Make sure y'all come through one next Wednesday, November 30th, 8:30 p.m. Alright? And I will holler at y'all. Oh. Peace. blogtalkradio.com/Son752. Peace.